Every minute and every second something is happening in the NFL. Other teams in the NFC West are reportedly interested in Bobby Wagner. Because he's been released, he doesn't have to wait until next week. He can be signed right now. He can go visit teams right now. So if someone really is interested, they better make a move so someone else doesn't get involved. And I say that because we have to remember that this is the period on the calendar of maximum agent bullcrap. And the newsmakers, the newsbreakers, the people who are in position to tell us things 5 minutes before they're officially announced, they get manipulated all the time this time of year to help build a market for guys. So when I hear other NFC West teams are interested in Bobby Wagner at a time when he's available to be signed by anybody, I feel like somebody's trying to build a market for Bobby Wagner, and they're manipulating the newsbreakers to get that information out there to try to boost the market. We've seen that time and again, Shireen.
Yeah. Yeah, and you saw it with J.J. Watt last year, Mike, and he's a player on the market who is going to be in great demand, I would expect, based on what he's done, based on the fact that he doesn't turn 32 until June. I mean, this is a really good inside linebacker. I was looking at his resume. I think he's already a Hall of Famer. I don't even think he needs to do anything else, but he's got a lot of time left in his career. 8-time Pro Bowler, 6-time All-Pro. On the all-decade team, really everything you look for in a player, a Hall of Fame player, he's done. He's been there. He's done that, and a great leader. So there are going to be numerous teams in the market for Bobby Wagner. I would X out the Cardinals, and I saw a report from a local beat writer that the Cardinals are not interested in him, and that makes no sense to me because the reason they moved on from Jordan Hicks was to get Xavier Collins more playing time. He was their first-round pick last year, and they need to get him in the lineup next to Isaiah Simmons. So that was the point of moving on from Jordan Hicks, was to get Xavier Collins involved. They're not going after Bobby Wagner. But the other two teams in the NFC West, they make a lot of sense for Bobby Wagner.
Jordan Rodriguez of The Athletic reported the Rams are indeed interested, but the price tag would be in the range of $4 to $5 million per year. He was due to make a lot more than that from the Seahawks. So he'll find a home. The question is for how much. And last I checked, he was representing himself. So maybe he is working Ian Rappaport to get him to put out there that multiple teams are interested. But if someone, and that's the other side of it too, though. If teams are interested but no one is moving now, that means they're not interested at a number that the player finds acceptable, so he's going to wait. But the reality is the money's never going to get dramatically better. You're always going to get your maximum financial package early in the process because people are going to start spending their budgeted money on other players. And maybe, just maybe, there's a middle linebacker that someone covets that they don't get, and all of a sudden they're willing to pay more to Bobby Wagner, but I don't think it would be significantly more. So part of it is when you get cut because the team you've been with for a decade thinks you're making more than it can afford to pay you, you've had in your head, this is what I'm going to make. It takes some time to work through the 5 phases of grief to accept the fact that you're going to have to take 50 cents on the dollar or less than what you thought you were going to make in 2022, and that can be a bitter pill. And at some point, the offers are so low, you just say it's not worth it. I don't need to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm not going to subject myself to it below a certain threshold. But even at $4 or $5 million, you'd have to think that Bobby Wagner would do it, especially if it gives him a chance to play for the Rams, Shireen, to try to stick it to the Seahawks and pursue his second Super Bowl ring to go along with the one that he got way back when in 2013.
Yeah, you would think maybe it's a short-term deal for him, a 1-year deal to go somewhere like the Rams, or if he thinks the 49ers maybe sign Tom Brady and have a chance to sign or trade for Tom Brady, or maybe he wants to wait and see where Tom Brady ends up. Maybe that's something. But yeah, if I'm him, I want to go somewhere to win a Super Bowl, to have a chance to do that again. I mean, I suffered through this season with the Seahawks, my first losing season. I want to go have a chance to win somewhere else. And if that means signing a 1-year deal and taking $4 or $5 million, then I'm going to do it. And aside from the money, Mike, this is a guy who there's no strikes against him. Like when you look at age, when you look at his production, has missed 10 games in 10 years. He's always there, over 100 tackles every single year he's been in the NFL. So you don't have the injury situation. You don't have the decline in production. Made the Pro Bowl again this year. There's nothing there that would prevent you from going out and trying to sign Bobby Wagner if you're in need at that position.
Yeah, and it very well may be that if he's not going to be blown out of the water financially, he just decides to wait for the right circumstance where after the dust settles on free agency, he sees where he would best fit and best have a chance to pursue Super Bowl championship number 2.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.